The Guardian Spirit Beasts are an essential element of the Karkin succession contest, a death match between 14th princes of the Empire, with the sole survivor being crowned as its new king. Hooray. There's a couple of problematic rules though, mainly being the princes still have to obey the law. So they can't just up and slaughter one another. I mean, they can, but it's going to result in royal prison, which is nicer than regular prison, but still not as nice as becoming the king. Which is why the main method of combat during the succession contest is via the Guardian Spirit Beasts assigned to each prince, each with a unique Nen ability designed to quietly kill murder a grand total of 13 of their siblings. And it should be noted that not all Guardian Spirit Beasts are made equally. Some of them are absurdly powerful, some of them are not that, and this is because of reasons. Firstly, in order to receive a Guardian Spirit Beast, a prince needs to consent to the succession contest by offering a drop of blood into the Seed Urn, a conjured object brought into existence by the ancient first Karkin king. It's a very cool object because it stores generational aura. The Guardian Spirit Beasts conjured for each prince are made up of aura from previous sacrifices. And this is the key difference between a regular Nen Beast and a Karkin Guardian Spirit Beast. More accurately, a Guardian Spirit Beast is a niche and specialized Nen Beast. And because they're not made from the aura of the princes they serve, the princes in question can neither see nor control them. They are parasitic type Nen abilities that feed off their host but are not at their command. So each Guardian Spirit Beast is powered by the aura of their assigned prince, which obviously favors princes who already know Nen, or princes who are, well, not literal babies like 14th Prince Wobble. However, regular Nen users can see them. But even if a prince were to use Gyo, they would remain invisible. With one weird exception that we're going to address later. But there are two more very important rules, which is great. I love rules. One of which is that the Guardian Spirit Beasts cannot kill each other. And the second rule that makes this infinitely more awkward is that a Guardian Spirit Beast cannot directly attack other people who also have Guardian Spirit Beasts. So naturally, this brings their usefulness into question, because you can't use them to kill an opposing prince, nor can you use them to kill their Guardian Spirit Beast. And this is all designed to align with the general rules of the succession contest. Again, open hostilities are not a good option, so each beast comes equipped with an ability designed to influence grander events rather than personally enact them. So let's have an example. Second Prince Camilla's Guardian Spirit Beast, best described as a tit tree with a lovely flowing skirt, has a manipulation Hatsu that takes control of people once they fulfill certain conditions. And if a person is being manipulated, then bad things can happen to other princes that are not linked to you yourself. So it's a very basic manipulation power. There really isn't much more to it than that, at least that we know of. And part of this is because Second Prince Camilla herself sees very little need for her Guardian Spirit Beast. She came into the contest as a Nen user already and has chosen to place more faith in her cat's name ability, which is important because the Guardian Spirit Beast may act independently, but like all Nen, they respond to need and desire. So in my opinion, Camilla is really limiting her options by disregarding and not desiring hers. And 12th Prince Momose has a similar Guardian Spirit Beast that takes the form of a cute little mousy thing that relentlessly asks people whether or not they're free. You can say no, but it's gonna keep asking. And as soon as you cave, you say, mate, sure, I'm free. Then it takes control of your body and forces you to go on a killing spree to rid the world of anyone in your immediate vicinity. A very simple ability to reflect the simple mind and simple needs of a child. Momose was somewhere between 12 to 14 years old, so old enough to understand the horrors of the contest and what needed to be done to survive, but young enough to not have the experience or maturity to seek victory through more subtle and effective methods, all of which contributed to Momose being the very first prince to be killed during the contest. But Guardian Spirit Beasts also tend to resemble the inner nature of their prince in question. With Momose, it was a cute little mouse with respect for people's time. However, with First Prince Benjamin, it is an incredibly aggressive looking creature of doom, and we have no idea what its specific ability is yet. It's become very mysterious. But also, fun thing, its head is very clearly shaped like a penis, and no, that's not me reading into it too much, I don't think. Because a surprising amount of Guardian Spirit Beasts feature outright genital theming. And there's no better example than that of King Nasubi's Guardian Spirit Beast, who has a big pile of breasts with slender feminine fingers, and of course the gapey, toothy vagina mouth, which perfectly reflects King Nasubi's interests. This dude had 14 children with 8 different women, and those are just the official children. So of course he's going to conjure a creature with like 16 boobs. As a point of intrigue, King Nasubi himself is not participating in the succession contest. However, his Guardian Spirit Beast remained with him after his victory in the previous contest during his generation, which is very important. Your Guardian Spirit Beast does not disappear if you win, which also means that not all Guardian Spirit Beasts have abilities suited to dealing with the contest itself. Some have abilities that focus on what actually happens after you become king. Enter Third Prince Zanglei and his big coin buddy, a Guardian Spirit Beast shaped like a Dharma Chakra, the symbol used in Buddhism to represent universal moral order, which reflects Zhang Lei quite well, as he is the most tolerant and diplomatic prince by far, which is one of the many reasons why he and Kurapika have quite an amicable relationship in this contest thus far. But he has a particularly cryptic guardian spirit beast, which is said to have multiple abilities activated by multiple conditions. What fun. But the one we know of is that once a day, it conjures a coin, which Zhang Lei has decided to distribute to those who are loyal to him. And Zhang Lei's ultimate ambition is to distribute these coins to everyone in the empire, and only then does he expect to see real results of the ability. And Zhang Lei very insightfully states that this ability could reflect more about how he worries about what's going to happen after the contest, and so Zhang Lei may or may not have written off his guardian spirit beast for use in the actual contest, and he may be correct to do so. Although it may also not be the wisest idea, because it's been shown that the numbers on the coins are capable of increasing, although we still have yet to understand their true effect. In terms of coin symbolism though, it should be noted that coins have two sides, and these two sides are how Zhang Lei views the Kakin Empire, the light and the dark, which is why Zhang Lei also has deep ties to his own personal mafia faction. His ambition is to wield these two faces of the Kakin Empire, and hence why a coin makes a crazy amount of sense for him. And then there's this guy. Fourth Prince Saradnik, someone with some, how shall we say, woman problems. Saradnik believes that all women are by nature lying swine, duplicitous, traitorous vixens out to get him. And look, to be as fair as I can be, that is true of his family at the very least, with almost every female sibling and queen out there to brutally murder him. And so Saradnik's guardian spirit beast is a manifestation of this belief. A twisted beast with the head of a woman and also some high heels. Not a lot of people notice the high heels. But it comes equipped with a Nen ability specifically designed to punish lying women. If an untruth is told to Saradnik, then the guardian spirit beast will issue a warning. And then if a second bout of deceptory is attempted, then the guardian spirit beast will issue a stronger, more permanent scar kind of second warning. And then if the unimaginable were to happen and a woman were to lie to Saradnik a third time, then in the words of the guardian spirit beast itself, said woman would no longer be human, which doesn't sound great. And it's currently hypothesized by characters in world that the woman in question would then turn into a pawn for Saradnik to use, as in these are the conditions for basic manipulation. But I think it's significantly more sinister and less useful than that, because Saradnik is an artist who paints with emotion, specifically the emotion of the women he's murdering, which provides him with the inspiration to dismantle and reassemble their bodies as he sees fit for the sake of art. Saradnik is also a specialist, so absolutely nothing is off the table for this. But I think that if a woman, in this case Theta, were to lie to him a third time, then she's going to become his greatest work of art to date. Not necessarily something useful in the succession contest, but something that reflects Saradnik's desires. And she would probably suffer one of, if not the worst fate in all of Hunter x Hunter. But Saradnik also happens to have formed an alliance with a woman, being 5th Prince Tebepa, who has zero interest in art and is more of the mind of science. And so her guardian spirit beast very much resembles a sort of frog thing that you would dissect in high school science class. At least I'm told that people did that. I never did a frog. We did other things. But Tebepa's guardian spirit beast is also of questionable use in the contest itself, as its ability is all about transmuting aura into a variety of drugs and chemicals for Tebepa to put to use elsewhere. It's also one of the more cautious guardian spirit beasts. It rarely appears unless Tebepa is alone, and even then Tebepa can't see it. So frankly, we're lucky to have seen this much of it, and there is one more condition, which is that to create anything, it requires a quote research partner. So it's one of the weaker guardian spirit beasts on paper, although it has a lot of potential depending on how Tebepa herself makes use of the produced chemicals. But sort of like how Zhang Lei is too focused on what happens after he becomes king, I think that Tebepa is similarly blinded with her focus on science. All of the princes have their blind spots though, with a very deceptively scary one being 6th Prince Tyson, a genuinely caring individual who strictly opposes any violent action. She's an actual pacifist. Unlike pacifist poser 9th Prince Hulkenberg, who we'll get to in a bit, but you can see how much Tyson cares because her guardian spirit beast is a big love heart, determined to spread hope and peace and whatever these little things are to the world. Well, what's that? These sneaky little things are called eyewogs, and they attach themselves to anyone who comes across the teachings of Tyson. Because for an added layer of spook, Tyson isn't just a nice person, she is in fact a very nice religious cult leader who has authored her very own Bible known as the Book of Tyson or the Tyson Canon. And these eyewogs Eyewogs grant people happiness in direct correlation to how thoroughly they understand and have read the Tyson canon. However, in exchange, the Eyewogs siphon energy from Tyson's very happy followers, in essence slowly depleting them of their life force, but making them feel pretty damn good about the whole situation, kind of like the ability of the Dark Continent Calamity Pap. And as of right now, we don't know the exact purpose of all of the energy gathering. However, Izunami has speculated that its ultimate effect will be something like a spirit bomb from Dragon Ball. Those are his exact words, not my comparison. But this showcases one of the common Guardian Spirit Beast strategies. Several of the princes have Nen Beasts focused on winning more and more people to come around to their cause. Tyson is doing so via the path of religion, but to skip ahead a bit, 8th Prince Salah's Guardian Spirit Beast had a similar function by releasing smoke from its many mouths to infect anyone who inhales it with increasingly favorable thoughts about Salah. And it's pretty funny because there's a part where you see a bodyguard start to come around to him and he says, "You know what? I've been thinking, they say the great men are great lovers, right? So Salah must be the greatest because dude never stops fucking." But just like Salah himself, this ability is pretty lazy and poorly thought out because it is directly tied to Salah's libido. So the Guardian Spirit Beast will continue to pump as long as Salah can, which is quite a while, as in all day. It's literally everything he does. Salah is bedridden by choice, so he has this extremely effective mechanism of producing smoke, but a wildly ineffective method of actually spreading it because he never actually goes anywhere. Not that it matters though, because he's dead now due to his complete and utter lack of preparation for the contest. Now, to take a step back, we need to check in with 7th Prince Luzerus, the dark horse of the succession contest with an even darker, horsier secret. His Guardian Spirit Beast is a conjurer that sets traps by creating whatever its target most desires, which I think tells us a fair bit about Luzerus himself. At the moment, he's easily one of the most chill and likable princes, and all of his siblings have written him off as a serious contender for the crown. But I think he's just showing both his siblings and us as readers what we want to see. If his Guardian Spirit Beast is any indication, then Luzerus is hiding a much darker nature, which we can see a hint of because he is the benefactor of one of the 3 major Kakin mafia families. At the moment though, further details about this Guardian Spirit Beast are being kept in the dark. Meanwhile, 9th Prince Hawkenberg is probably most out in the open about his desires, which is to completely reform the Kakin Empire into a much more democratic system. And so his Guardian Spirit Beast is focused on identifying those loyal to Hawkenberg and then providing them with the power to overthrow the system. The beast marks people with opinion on their hand that disappears after 10 minutes if the person in question is not truly loyal to Hawkenberg, but if they are, then the opinion remains, and the bearer is awakened to Nen, further receiving a frankly disgusting boost of aura, which compounds in close proximity to other opinion bearers. So to put this in a more tangible way, it's been hypothesized that 10 of Hawkenberg's newly awakened bodyguards that didn't even know Nen a couple of days ago together hold more power than Prince Benjamin's entire Nen veteran private army. So this is a small group of people capable and willing to seize power, and after this awakening, many princes have switched their prime focus to killing Hawkenberg before this faction completely crushes them. But next up are 10th and 11th princes Kancho and Fugetsu, who have linked Guardian Spirit Beasts due to their bond of being fraternal twins. Neither one of them can actually use their abilities without the other. For example, Fugetsu's Guardian Spirit Beast is a door called Secret Door, which is based on a game that the twins used to play as children, which they both still are, I guess. In any case, it grants a form of teleportation, with the caveat being that the outgoing door can only be opened by Fugetsu, and the return door can only be opened by Kancho. So Fugetsu gets to decide that they go on an adventure, but she needs Kancho to get back home from the adventure, which would be pretty problematic if one of them died, unless Kancho's Guardian Spirit Beast is a truly tragic manifestation of Nen called Without You, and it only appears in the event that either Kancho or Fugetsu dies, after which point it takes on the role of the deceased twin and impersonates them, assumedly till death. At the moment, Without You is impersonating Kancho, who was killed when the twins tried to escape the succession contest arena. But this combination is also a very risky ability because Fugetsu, again, she's a child, she doesn't have that much aura available to her. So even one use leaves her drained and very easy to kill in a compromised spot. Then we have 13th Prince Mariam, who has a purely defensive focused Guardian Spirit Beast, resembling a young boy's vision of a big old scary dragon that grows and shrinks in size depending on how Mariam is feeling at any given moment. It's also likely the entity responsible for the barrier being erected around Mariam's room, which currently exists in its own effective pocket dimension, and anyone who tries to enter the room is transported to another room, meaning that Mariam is probably the safest possible prince at the moment, because the only threats to his life are from people already within that pocket dimension, 2 of which are Biscuit Kruger and Hanzo, no last name provided, but I'd feel pretty damn safe with the 2 of them around. And as for our final candidate, 14th Prince Werble, she's the only one whose Guardian Spirit Beast still has yet to show itself. itself to us. However, just before the Black Whale one departed, there was a curious panel where Karapika felt a sinister jolt of aura emanating from Werbel's crib, which is almost certainly the manifestation of Werbel's guardian spirit beast. But whatever it is, its powers are probably quite limited. As a baby, you can only produce so much aura. However, to make up for that, she has Karapika, the finest strategic mind aboard the Black Whale one, who I would argue is infinitely more of a threat than any actual guardian spirit beast. However, Karapika is in a very tricky situation right now, having inadvertently become the nexus of the entire succession contest, an event which now threatens to claim his life.